welcome to this edition of Steelers Weekly. Tonight you'll see some of the best content from Steelers.com that aired throughout the week. Let's get started.
Rivers is going to throw the that's a lateral pass, and it's dropped, and the Steelers pick it up for a defensive touchdown.
Steelers are playing on the road, sort of. Tons of Steeler fans all over the building.
All right, a lot of excitement after the big Sunday night win for the Steelers. Charlie and I are here for the first time this season. We get to use this segment, GIF the game. So we submitted some ones. We asked you, the fans, to participate. Charlie, being the good host that I am, you can go first.
Yeah, so appreciate it. So my GIF of the game is, whoo.
Okay.
Whoo. And the reason being is because we needed to figure out a way to get the victory, no matter how it came about. They were able to do that. And there's nothing worse than going into a bye week with a loss because you have to think about it for 14 days. So that's why I went with the whoo GIF.
All right, this is mine. Here it comes. All right, mine, because it's kind of, we're heading into the bye week. It's a very long time because it's a Monday night game. Mine's just kind of like, all right, we build up this momentum. The team seems to be in a good place, especially the Steelers defense, as you said, important going into the bye week. Now I just want to play again. I want the fun to continue.
Right.
So that's why I went with this guy.
I like it.
All right, we asked the fans to contribute as well. Let us know their feelings heading into the bye. This one from 5-Star Matchup. Yeah, I mean, sliding into the bye week maybe. I'm just putting in words for them, but that's a good one.
I like that. Okay.
All right, what else do we have? Do you think we did some Daffy Duck? Because the duck?
The duck is saying, you're welcome.
Yeah, take a bow.
This is what I do.
Then I get all around. All right, that's a good one too. All right. Steelers Nation always coming through.
Yeah. We have to get a little bit more explanation for that one. I want to see if they can dive deep. So
okay.
Maybe they can retweet you back out and give a reply
and let us know.
Yes.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for this segment. We do have much more coming up here on the Steelers Roundtable. We'll be right back.
Slipping a tackle is Connor up the sideline.
Let's go. Let's go.
Putting on a show for all these Steelers fans and all those terrible towels.
Tonight we're having our Strikes Against Sickle Cell, actually our third annual Strikes Against Sickle Cell event here at Noble Manor Lanes down in Nobletown. And we are raising funds for sickle cell disease, and it is a great cause that is near and dear to my heart. My son has the sickle cell disease, and I want to be able to find a cure for every person that has this disease.
I'm out here supporting Santonio Holmes and his Third Long Foundation. Man, what a great night for bowling, and it's just one of those things for me, man. Tone knows I'm one of the best bowlers on this team, former teammate, not necessarily on the active roster, but on Tone's team. So I'm excited about that, man. I'm looking forward to raising a lot of money for a great cause.
The goal is to bowl 20 strikes tonight, not just 10. I got to get on every lane if possible and bowl 20 strikes tonight. So that's my goal, and I'll make sure I make that happen tonight. Just hold the lane. Now be patient with me, all right? Pick it up a little bit.
I'm out here with Tone. He's striking out sickle cell. And we're going to see how we do right now.
Man, we're here for a good cause and just really here to support sickle cell and kind of, do what we can and raise money and help fight this terrible disease and really bring light to it. And in a fun way, man. Bowling out here, everybody that came out, there's shirts, there's donuts, there's pizza, it's a good look, Hondas. We out here driving, man. I'm just excited to be here. I'm trying to get a matching shirt.
There it is.
That's it right there.
Strikes Against Sickle Cell, baby.
Joining me today on our panel, former offensive lineman Craig Wolfley. We also have Bob Labriola of Steelers.com and Steelers Digest, and former Steelers quarterback Charlie Batch. First NFL start and first win for Devlin Duck Hodges. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Steelers Roundtable. Happy Victory Tuesday. Also, happy bye week. Joining me today on our panel, former offensive lineman Craig Wolfley. We also have Bob Labriola of Steelers.com and Steelers Digest, and former Steelers quarterback Charlie Batch. So, guys, as I said, happy bye week. A lot of smiling faces coming off of a win, knowing you have the weekend off. I want to talk about the game, though, an exciting one. As Devlin was saying, the amount of Steelers fans that were out there in LA cheering on the Steelers to victory over the Chargers. We're going to start with offense. There was another starting quarterback. Charlie, you know a thing or two about quarterbacks. How did Devlin do in his first go?
I thought he did really well. This was a guy who came in, commanded the offense, did what he needed to do. And, of course, anytime you go on the field and you're already up because the offense didn't have to go on the field, man, that's a great way to start. But I really thought he commanded the huddle, and I thought he did what he needed to do to get this victory.
Well, what was most impressive to you in terms of the offense as a whole in getting the job done?
You know what I thought was so important with the offense was 8 of 13 on third downs, 124 yards rushing, 34.05 in time of possession. And the significant play to me that really said something about this young man, since we're talking about the Duck, all right? Wah, wah, I love that, okay? If Myron were here, he'd have the whole place going wah, wah, and all that stuff. But the thing was, on 3rd and goal, when the always reliable Marquise Pouncey rolls one back, goes bowling for dollars, what's he do? He comes back, he scoops that ball up, and he doesn't make the mistake of trying to salvage the play. You know what I mean? That pressure, dude, make the play. No, he just gets it out of bounds, and he saves the series. I thought that was significant. Mike Tomlin talked about moxie. That was moxie on display.
Yeah, the other thing that I really liked was he didn't try to make plays down the field. He didn't try to do more maybe than his body was capable of doing. He got the ball to James Conner quickly on a lot of occasions in the flat, which allowed James Conner the time to make some moves, and he made the first guy miss, I think, on a number of occasions. And you don't want the guy. Charlie mentioned how he was commanding the huddle. There were no delay of game penalties. No burn timeouts because you didn't know. You didn't get the play. You weren't able to communicate it to your teammates. There was a lot of that stuff. I just thought he managed the game. To fans, sometimes managing the game is a derogatory assessment. That's not what I mean by it. That's what the Steelers needed. You mentioned, Charlie, you start with a lead. He didn't mess that up.
Right.
And a lot of times, let the other team mess up, and you come out with a win, and that's what the Steelers really needed.
And anytime you're talking about a young quarterback starting, the Chargers were going to force him to go from his first read to second read. He did that, and at times he went to his third read. So when you're doing that as a young quarterback, man, it keeps that Chargers defense honest.
All right, in terms of the defense, we've already talked about them starting, of course, Devin Bush and his touchdown. What did you guys like about how fast and how physical they were playing?
Man, watching this defense, it really reminded me of old, because this is what we expected them to come into the game. The one thing that really surprised me, and I was looking forward to seeing how they would progress, was in the play action game. They were getting beat a lot early on in the season, but now that you add Vince Williams to the equation, he now is lining up Devin Bush, and he's alerting him, saying, "This is a pass all day, bro. Don't turn around and get sucked in on the run." And now having him, and now you see Devin Bush playing a lot faster than what we thought that we were watching at the beginning.
Stop the run too. 32 yards or 14 carries. That's 2.3 per attempt. And so, to your point, Charlie, if you're not running the ball any better than that, play action is kind of taken away a little bit. The other thing I thought I liked was it didn't seem to me, unlike last year's game at Heinz Field, the Chargers were not able to get the Steelers' defense in some of those bad matchups and then take advantage of those. It seemed like the communication was good. Everybody knew where they needed to be. And the pass rush kind of took care of Uncle Phil back there holding the ball for a long time, looking for those matchups and trying to take advantage of them.
You know, defensively speaking, I love the fact Mike Pouncey's out. So their best offensive lineman's gone. They moved Dan Feeney from guard to center. Then they bring in Forrest Lamp. I had to say it careful because I knew I was going to say Forrest Gump. But Forrest Lamp in. And what happens? I mean, they were beating the tar out of these guys. I thought Tyson Alu. I thought, of course, Cam Hayward.
Artie Burns was finished second on the team in tackles, did not make any mistakes, was in position. I thought he was competitive at the point that the ball arrived at the receiver.
All right, since it's the bye week and we're still extra happy after Sunday night's win, we're going to play 2 more games to close out the show. First is Fill the Gap. So guys, barring any injuries, the first question I need you to fill in the blank. The starting quarterback versus the Dolphins will be, Charlie, we'll start with you.
Mason Rudolph.
Woof.
Mason Rudolph.
Labs.
Is Charlie Batch not eligible? I'll go with Mason Rudolph too.
All right, so everyone agrees. I guess the consensus is that. So why? Why, Charlie? Why should Mason, if he's out of concussion protocol, be the starter Monday night?
I just don't feel that he did anything to lose his job. I think what he was doing, he was building on weeks that he did prior to, and I think this is something that is his job. And of course, as a player, you do not want to lose your job to injury. And of course, it's good to see your backup or the replacement come in and do an effective job, but it's just one of those points that I would truly feel that as a player, he should get the opportunity if his number is called upon.
The growth process that Mason has been undergoing was really starting to come alive, I think. And I think his ability to go downfield more, and he's got a stronger arm. All those things have been said. You loved what Duck was capable of doing, but I think we saw the confines of what he was doing in that offense. And the big job was don't make any mistakes, especially with the lead, get the job done. And then I thought he just did a great job, but I was walking with Randy Feetner at the end of the game up the ramp afterwards, and I just said, great job, Randy, and he just went, and you just knew, because think about it, you go from a Hall of Famer to a young guy, and you're developing him, and it's Mason, and then you lose him, and you go to an even younger guy. And so that's got to be a lot on him, but I would say Mason, it's his job. It's his ability to come back and pick up where he left off.
Well, Charlie mentioned that, as a player, you don't want to lose your job because of injury. And besides that, Mason Rudolph, despite what a lot of fans might think, he's been playing very well. His passer rating is 102.5, 7 touchdowns, only 2 interceptions. Maybe people want to see him go down the field much more, but the guy has been efficient and effective. And there are a lot worse things, for your quarterback to be than that. And let's not forget, Wolf, even you mentioned, inexperience to more inexperience. Well, Mason Rudolph was making his first NFL start a month ago. So I think that you need to give him a little bit more time to develop, and I think he's developing nicely. I don't see anything that Mason Rudolph has done that you would want to take him out.
Think about when you just mentioned the 2 interceptions, one of them was a drop pass. So
right.
When you think about that, you're like, man, those are some really good stats if he didn't have the drop.
Decent decisions. Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't really see anything about what we've seen from Mason Rudolph so far that should either make people not like the way he's playing or want to change from him to someone else.
All right, our last statement for Fill in the Gap. Blank was my unsung hero versus the Chargers. Charlie?
With me, I am going with a name that many may not know, but Zach Banner. He is my unsung hero. That offensive line dominated up front, but there was a guy that was doing his job as well that won't get the mention, big number 72. Zach got it done today, and watching it stood out on film to me.
That's a good pick.
Woof?
I would have to go with Steelers Nation. From the moment the Steelers stepped on the field, there was no doubt that was Pittsburgh West. I mean, that was a loud, vociferous crowd out there. And the best part was in the fourth quarter when they tried to rickroll them with that renegade. It was great because when they started that, who's Rick Astley anyhow? I don't even know who that is. But anyhow, they tried to switch over.
He's not on your playlist.
I'm sorry, he's not. But when they went over, the crowd was so loud with Renegade, they didn't even know. They didn't even care.
They didn't know the song changed.
They just kept rocking to Renegade. So Steelers Nation, you guys are my unsung hero.
All right, Labs, your unsung hero.
I don't know if you remember him or not. Artie Burns. Artie Burns to when the ball was put on the tee in Dignity Sports Health Stadium or whatever it's called. He had only played 2 snaps on defense. Former #1 pick, lost his job, starting job last year, then kind of lost his helmet and was inactive and relegated to just special teams this year. But Artie Burns finished second on the team in tackles, did not make any mistakes, was in position. I thought he was competitive at the point that the ball arrived at the receiver. You're playing without Steven Nelson, who is your best cover corner. Artie Burns stepped in. He played well. I won't say that he was on a Pro Bowl track or anything, but very reliable.
Everybody, I'm Missy Matthews coming to you from the green carpet, getting ready for the 2019 Rock Steelers Style Fashion Show. Take the Stage is the theme this year. All of your favorite players will be here. I'm Missy Matthews coming to you from the green carpet, getting ready for the 2019 Rock Steelers Style Fashion Show. Take the Stage is the theme this year. All of your favorite players will be here to show us their best swag, their dance moves, and a ton of great stuff. And of course, this annual fashion show gives back to the Pittsburgh community. It helps benefit the Cancer Caring Center and also the UPMC Sports Medicine Concussion Program.
It's a great event. I can't thank Mr. and Mrs. Rooney enough for the support of our UPMC concussion program. Mrs. Rooney does an amazing job with this. It's so well choreographed. I have my family with me. It's such a fun night, and it's a great evening for Pittsburgh. It's really nice to be here.
Your outfits, tell me about them.
My outfit's designed by Kia Tomlin. You'll see many of these on stage tonight, but this is a one of a kind, and I'm proudly wearing it.
Well, I picked out my tie, which is the most important part. I found my best Steeler tie for tonight.
Greta, the theme this year is Take the Stage. Explain, I guess, the vision and what we could potentially see tonight.
You'll see our players take the stage with a little surprise or two, doing a little lip sync, a little reveal. You'll be shocked when you see how they've transformed onto the stage. And we have some Super Bowl 14 champions making a surprise on the stage this evening, too.
It's always exciting. I think the players and the fans get into it, and it's a great cause. But I think for me it's a little different because of my son having leukemia and going through that. It's a little closer to home, and you understand what a difference that stuff like this makes in people's lives on an everyday basis. You know, you have so much support, and so many people come and lift you up when you need that encouragement, and the organization, the Steelers, did a great thing by supporting us. The opportunity to give back and help someone else along that path and make that path a little easier is what it's all about.
Tell us what we can expect from you this year.
A nice, smooth vibe. Definitely out there having a good time with my fellas, with my brothers out there, just having a good time, enjoying ourselves.
Who would you say is the best dressed on this team?
You got Joe Hayden. A lot of guys in the DB room. We're nice, smooth. I think we have the most swag overall.
I go with DBs or wide receivers. It's a little bit of both. I like us though, but wide receivers also like to dress too.
Who is the best dressed on this team not named Joe Hayden?
James Conner.
Joe Hayden said that besides him, you would be one of the best dressed on the team. Do you agree?
Yeah, Joe's definitely in first place, so I agree with him on that. I do a little something, but not like Joe.
Is it fun to see your teammates kind of relax, maybe show some personality and some style in terms of what they'll wear and things like that tonight?
Yeah, everybody picks their song they come out to, and everybody's going to try to be the best dressed, so it's awesome to see them, try to do their best.
bought this suit 1 week before the draft, and the designer assured me that there was only one other suit like this in the world.
Does it mean anything that he tried to copy you?
I mean, I like it. I like his style. I like the way it look on him, but like I said, ain't not me.
First fashion show, what do you think overall of just getting a chance to show your personality and seeing everyone else do?
Yeah, I think it's a great event, man. Just come out here and just relax. You know, get a break off football, have some fun, show your personality a little bit.
We're gonna have some fun. We've been rocking out. They've been killing it out here. But how many of y'all have seen that show, Lip Sync Battle? Have y'all seen that?
Winners of the Swag Award, and for the Swag Kids, it goes to Alawalu's kids.
And our Player Swag Award winner, I think everybody guessed it, number 72, the man, the myth, the legend, Zach Banner.
Thank you guys for coming out. That's the show.
Thanks so much for joining us tonight on this edition of Steelers Weekly. We'll see you next time.